What is up, everyone? Welcome to Bleeding Blue Podcast, episode 52. We are back at it to again discuss some Blue Jays news and some Blue Jays talk of their games that they have just been playing against the Oakland Athletics. And this might have been the worst week of the season because it's so fucking boring. I can't explain it to you enough, Ryan, how boring this past series was and weekend was, the Jays, because they suck. We know that there's really no point for them to be trying. They're not going for a playoff spot. This is a lost season right now. This is nothing. If you're watching it to get away from your life and just numb your mind because of how boring this team is. That's what I think, because I turn on the Blue Jays game and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't watch it. And I love baseball. Like I can watch it for hours, but this is tough. And I'm still gonna watch the games because it's something to do, but I don't know. I'm sure it's the same for you. It has to be.
Yep. I mean, baseball was already boring in itself, but watching this year, I can't.
Yeah. I know this year. It's too bad because obviously you end up losing to the Oakland Athletics, which is just a terrible team. It just goes to show what is going on with the season and how the state of the team. And I think right now they've been playing some of their worst baseball, and we know this, and so we've become accustomed to it. And I really can't say anything more than that. Like there's so many little things that happened this weekend which were not good. The first thing, I mean, we won game one. That was nice. Why am I forgetting the score of that game? I feel like it was pretty, like we won by quite a bit in that game.
Yeah, we won by a lot.
We did
No, we didn't. It was 3-1.
3-1. Oh, okay, never mind. What am I talking about? However,
Classic Jays win.
classic Jays win. That's a classic 2023 Blue Jays win. Spencer Horwitz hit a home run to the third deck. Uh, that's pretty much it that I can think of game one. Again, not Jose Barrios shoved 7 innings, 1 earned run. He was very, very good. Eric
Mhm.
Johnson doing well. Chad Green did well. Vladdy had a couple of hits. Yeah, that was basically it.
Was that the game Vlad had? He was going for the cycle, or
No,
was that? Okay,
that was against the Orioles when we
that's
won
right.
against the Orioles, actually.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about that game because we did our podcast before that
Yeah,
third
you're
game.
right. You're right. So if we want to talk about that game, though, because it was good, Blue
Mhm.
Jays ended up finally somehow winning a series against the Baltimore Orioles in 2024, the year 2024, when the best team in baseball is the Baltimore Orioles and the worst team in baseball in the American League, or one of the worst teams in baseball, is the Toronto Blue Jays. We ended up beating them in a series solely with Vladdy carrying the entire Rogers Center on his back. I mean,
Mhm.
4 hits, or no, 3 hits in 4 at bats, triple, double, and home run. What more can you ask other than a single? Which, of course, because of this fucking pathetic offense, there's no shot that he can even get an opportunity. He was close. The bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, 2 outs, tying run at third. We locked it down though. So
Mhm.
it ended up, 7-6. Is what it is. Zach Poop came in and was poop as per usual, but yeah, man, it was a game that we needed to win. Got the series dub, and then went on to face Oakland.
And
Up
lose.
feeling great. You beat a great team, and then you face a team that's worse than you. You lose to them back to back games. And then they love to tease you. This is that team. This is every baseball team because there's so many ups and downs in the year. I think you can understand that. With football, it's a lot different because you have to win every single game, and every single game matters. It's baseball.
Mhm.
It's like we're in literally the dog days of August. That's why they call it that, the dog days of August.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I don't know. This team has been fucking putrid. They've been tough to watch. Um,
As Frank the Tank likes to say, feeble,
Eagle.
feeble, feeble,
Yeah.
feeble team.
And Yeah, I wanted to talk about though. There's an interesting excuse that Chris Bassett came out with when he was talking about the Blue Jays. Excuse me. He said in his post-game interview that he was messed up by the fact that the dome was open, and that was messing with his pitches. Dome open, and he believes that was the reason for it.
Who's saying this again?
Chris Bassett. I love this guy. I love Chris Bassett. Don't get me
Interesting.
wrong. But that is the biggest fucking stupid excuse. Dude, it doesn't matter. Like, we're not going to be upset if you fucking suck. Don't try and make excuses. This team sucks. Like, there's nothing you can really do right now. So, like, making an excuse that the roof was open and that's the reason why your pitches you gave up 7 runs, bro. Yeah, like that's a little stupid to me. And then that game also, that was like an all-time low because Vladdy lost his hitting streak of 22 games. So went 0 for 4, and I was 2 double plays. It was really hard. It was
Yeah.
hard yesterday. And also, I ended up fucking when I was playing volleyball, and both of my legs just gave out completely, and like I pulled like 2 muscles in my thighs in each thigh. So that
That's
was
not good.
yeah. Well, it's okay. I feel a lot better today. So
Okay.
but anyway, yeah, that's
Yeah. Just a tough, yeah, like you said, just a tough weekend. Obviously the Olympics ending, so that's all gone. You can't watch that, and so now it's just a couple weeks of baseball until college football and NFL start up again. So
yeah. There's
yeah, it's
CFL. You got CFL going on right now.
no, come on, dude. I mean, there's like I feel like they're like not even 20% of the Canadian population watch the CFL.
So you're saying not even there's 38 million people. 20% of that, what's that? That's 7.4, something like that. Yeah.
Probably even less than that. Actually, 10%. 10% of the population watches CFL. 6 million is a little much.
I'm sure you're right. I don't think anyone else watch. I don't think anyone watch. I don't watch it. I've never watched a single CFL game in my entire life.
Hmm.
I've never watched a soccer game in my entire life.
That doesn't have to do anything with CFL, but
I'm just saying. Dude. I'm talking out of my ass. We got
right.
nothing to talk about because of this team, and it's not just us. I have listened to other baseball podcasts, and they say the exact same thing. I've listened to
Yeah.
Gate 14. I've listened to other teams that focus on the Jays. When you are following a team like this, it is so hard to find ways to talk about them, especially when they're not good. You could talk about all the faults, but since it's such a long
But what
season,
if the team's like so shit? At least you could talk about the future or like what they're gonna do in the offseason.
we have 0 top 100 prospects.
Right. Yeah. It's not a good future for us.
We got some great stuff out of the trade. Don't get me wrong. We got some MLB ready players that can help the team, but we didn't get like even in the 2019, like when we ended up trading like a bunch of players, like Marcus Simeon, or not Marcus Simeon, sorry, Marcus Stroman and Aaron Sanchez and Joe Biagini and Francisco Liriano, players like that sort. When we traded them away in 2019 and 2018, we got nothing back. Basically, we got the best piece of that trade deadline was Teoscar Hernandez, who was already in the MLB. He wasn't a prospect at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, that's a great deal. That was a fleecing. Francisco Liriano, who even does not play in the MLB anymore. He's old by that time. He had a few great starts. Traded over a boy Teo and got a lot back in terms of that.
Yeah, but what did we do with that?
We traded him away.
Nothing. Four playoff appearances.
Yeah, I know. So
actually, no, six if you include the COVID year.
Is we can complain all we want about how terrible this team is. We could go on and on for hours about just the issues with this team. But again, we're just repeating ourselves at that point, is because it's the exact same thing. We know what the issue is. The front office is absolutely done a terrible job at making decisions and the right decisions. Obviously, it's difficult to make the right decision. Not every team is going to do that. But trading away players like Teoscar Hernandez, who gives you the power, And I honestly think, like, if we even go back to 2022, the reason is it was an emotional decision by Ross Atkins. Ross Atkins said, "Oh my gosh, fucking George Springer crashed into Bo Bichette, and we need better defense. We need better defense. So we're going to sign Kevin Kiermaier and trade for Dalton Varsho." And look how that turned out. Dalton Varsho is hitting fucking below 200, and Kevin Kiermaier's not even on this team anymore. And then
Yeah.
that's the issue that Ross has made. He's believed in this team and that it's going to recover, and it hasn't. And it's just stunk up in his face, and it's a huge disappointment. He's held himself accountable, that's for sure. But if next year he does not do anything, it's done. He's fired right away. He's fired like that. Same with Mark Shapiro, maybe even. And that's what we need is sign Vladdy to a long-term contract. If you want to be competitive next year, Ross, this is to you. I'm telling you right now, fucking sign players. Sign players. But trade for good players, man. Like you have this is verging on, a couple of years could be looking like the White Sox. That's an exaggeration. Again, like that's an exaggeration.
Yeah.
We have
imagine like it was so funny, like the White Sox of like how many good, like, I wouldn't say prospects, but like players they had in their system, and like their future looks so bright, and then it's just absolutely collapsed.
Yeah,
now they're nowhere.
They had a lot of prospects coming up. Again, injuries was a big thing for them. That's what's happened to the Blue Jays too. There's injuries. Bo Bichette injured. I remember like Jordan Romano's injured. Alek Manoah. That takes a toll on your team. Your closer, but not obviously you find a way because other teams deal with injuries too. Look at the Dodgers, man. They got literally no starting pitching whatsoever. They got Tyler Glasnow. Clayton Kershaw sucks. Like he's old. He's okay. And then Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he was injured. Tommy Sheehan, Bobby Miller, or Emmett Sheehan, sorry. And yeah, so but those teams find a way. And you gotta, if you want to be a good team, you gotta sell, buy, and play like the Dodgers or the Yankees. Because even though the Yankees only have two good players on their team, they are somehow up there in the standings, very, very high in a playoff spot. So
yeah,
man.
Yeah, like you said, it's very hard to talk about this fucking team, man. It's very hard to talk about this team.
I did want to talk about some other things though with the Jays. However, Chad Green has been if we want to take a look at the bright spots, I'm actually want to ask you this. What do you think the brightest spot of this year has been? What's one thing that you watched and you were like, damn, that was a great moment for the Blues?
Well, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I think that's the only bright spot for this team. That's basically it. I don't think there's anything else that there's been a bright spot. You know what the down spot is? That fucking City Connect jersey. Horrible. They could have done so much better with that, but we've talked multiple times.
Imagine if they were good and had a City Connect jersey that was also good.
My God, that would be, we'd be like living right now. We'd be having 2-hour podcasts talking about the Jays, but no, we've been stuck at an hour pod, hour and below.
Not even, yeah. I mean, like there's been some bright spots if you look at like Jose Barrios. He's been good. He's been okay. 3.97 ERA. That's above average. Chris Bassett, Kevin Gausman, Y-Rod has been good. Chad Green, though, that's the one I think they should have traded him, but he's been very good for this team. 1.67 ERA, 7 saves right now. Yeah. Very solid.
I would say Yimi Garcia would be a bright spot, but he's gone. So yeah. So there you have that. But
don't make me cry. Yeah. Well, Jimmy's been good with them. He's been very solid for the Mariners.
But all right, let's move on. Let's move on to our next segment because this is getting demoralizing.
I think there is one thing we should mention.
Okay.
Hockey news. New team
captain. Oh, yes. I was going to mention this. Yes. New captain, Toronto Maple Leafs, Mr. Austin Matthews. I think it's a great decision. I feel like, I heard through what's his name, Darren Dreger, that Tavares was a part of it and fully supports it. So I'm glad that was a thing and not like
That's a move of an assistant captain right there. That's a great sign of the captain, soon to be.
No, I think it's good that Tavares did that because that's a sign of a former captain also.
That's the
Because he
first.
know, yeah, of course, because he knows that Matthews is the future of the Leafs, and Tavares is obviously at the end of his career. Not to
Matthews.
obviously because he's in his mid 30s. Matthews in his prime,
Yeah,
obviously. So he knows that Matthews is the future of this team and the franchise. And I think it was a great move by Tavares. Obviously, him and Tree Living apparently were heavily a part of Tavares is heavily a part of the decision of making him captain. I think it's a great decision. It's great for the team, great for jersey sales. Obviously, I think that's another big thing for MLSE is fucking having Matthews with the C and everything. I think it's a great move. But yeah, I'm excited to see how he impacts this team
yeah.
in the future and how he affects his teammates around him as the captain. Because obviously we've seen Tavares the past, I'd say 4 or 5 years as the captain, and how he's talked with teammates and talked to the media being the captain. And I'm interested to see how Matthews changes his talking to the media, impact on the ice. And it's gonna be interesting to see, new coach, new captain.
Oh, yeah, I think it'll fit right in. Like he is a leader. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
the best player on the team, and usually the best. A lot of the times with team captains in hockey, it's the best player on the team that ends up being, or also the a veteran who's been there for years and is just a great leader in general. Because again, sometimes you get defense who are the captain of the team and can lead the young crew and the young guys in the team. You think of like I think of like Ryan Getzlaff. Like he was very good. He was very very good. But I think
Yes.
at the time like he's also a player. Or Jonathan Taves. Jonathan Taves wasn't the best player on the Blackhawks. Patrick Kane was, but he's a guy who just has that presence of a captain. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this was the right move by the Leafs, and obviously I think other people, other fans of the team knew that he would in the future when Tavares left or retired, he would be the next in line. So I think it's a great idea for the Leafs to move on this. I think it's also sends an indication that Tavares is probably going to leave next year. So I thought originally they just went behind Tavares's back and just fucking said, you know what, Matthews, you can fucking have the C. But and then I read obviously Tavares was heavily a part of it, so I thought that was a good idea. But I also think it could have been a good idea if they just fucking gave it to him the year after, when if Tavares, didn't sign a new contract and just, you know, I thought that would have been a better way to
You want
go
to
about
change,
it.
you
But
want to show your fans that you want to change. You want to change what is
yeah,
happening to the team, and by doing that, that gives us that's it's not much. It's not like a signing. It's not a new player, but it just shows, hey, when something if you're just in sports in general, something isn't working out, you change it. You change it. Sometimes you
hmm
don't. Sometimes let it. Sometimes it figures itself out. But a lot of the time, in little things like that, it's like somebody sucks at playing third base. You move them to first. You make a change. You make a change. And sometimes you just do it because you need to switch things up. And that's what this team needs. It needs a little shakeup. It's good that they got rid of Trill Living. They got fucking Baribe or fuck why
Berube.
Rube, yeah. So
Yeah,
he
it's an exciting time
I agree
for
with
for
you.
the
Yeah.
beginning of the year. I think it will be a new fresh look. Speaking of Leafs, I saw Marner over the weekend golfing. That guy cannot putt for shit. I saw him on 18, three putted. Got to get better, Mitchy. You got to stay on that course, pal.
Are you
Got to
saying
get to
hi
the
to him,
putting
or
green.
are you chirping him? Are you saying
No,
hold
I
hold
didn't chirp
tabs on
him,
that guy?
but
Yeah.
I thought it was just funny because me and the boys when we were in the when we were working. I work at a golf course, and I saw Mitch Marner on the last hole on the green. He three putted. I thought it was pretty funny. But no, I've actually had conversations with him on the course and saying yeah, how was your round and stuff. And yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. I've seen a bunch of NHL players at my
You get
course. I
nervous?
saw.
You get all giddy? Like, are you like you get a
Yeah,
little?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, when I first saw Marner, I've seen him a couple times. I've seen him twice at my golf course. But the first time I saw him, had to do a double take because I was like, no way, Mitch Marner's here. It was kind of cool, and I've seen Kadri, former Leaf, has been there. He's there basically every weekend, so I see him all the time, and
Yeah.
I've had multiple conversations with him, and he's a great guy too, really nice. I didn't even know this, but John Klingberg, who's with the Leafs now, he got injured at the beginning of the year, but he was there one time by himself just playing. He didn't have people with him or whatever, but he was just playing by himself. And I saw him, and who else have I seen there? I saw Brandon Tanev, the new Chris Tanev, the new guy in the Leafs, his brother. He was there. Who else did I see? Oh shoot, what's his name? He plays for the Avalanche. He won the cup with Colorado.
I couldn't
Oh
think.
shoot, he's a great player nonetheless. He was playing with Kadri and Tanev, but yeah, it's just a bunch of famous people. We saw a famous actor the other day. This guy named Robbie Amell. He's been in a couple movies. Um,
Sounds
yeah,
familiar.
it's just cool. It's a cool job, man. But
It is cool.
yeah, let's move on to our next segment. Remember the game. Ryan has caught up, sadly.
What is it,
Um,
6-6, 5-5?
it is 6-6 right now. We will be going to the end of August, and then if you guys don't know, we will be going to a Jays game, and whoever loses has to pay for everything: tickets, food, drinks, you name it.
Yeah.
Maybe potentially a jersey.
No,
No, we won't do that. We won't do that. But yeah,
or that you.
let's. I'll start off first. I'll
All
give
right.
you a game. So this is what day? What day of the year was this? Jays playing against the Guardians. This is 2023. I'm pretty sure this is the fourth game of the series.
Okay.
Um, let me see. Let me just see what time of year it was.
Would have been in like August.
Yes, August 10th.
Yep.
Jays were away.
I remember this game. It was Blue Jay. It was Manoa versus Syndergaard. I remember. I'm trying to think. I know Manoa was not good. He did not have a good outing. George Springer got ejected from the game. Um, they lost. I know that. That was to split the series because they won the first game, they lost the second game, won the third game, and then lost the fourth game. Score is going to be a tough one. I know we did okay against Syndergaard. I feel like we got him for like maybe 3 runs or something like that. Is that close?
One,
One?
one
Oh,
earned run.
okay, yeah, we did. He was good against us. 1 run against Syndergaard. Okay, so then, okay, think. I feel like,
Okay, never mind.
yeah. Manoa got pulled after like the fourth inning. I want to say, like in the fourth inning. I remember he got pulled in the middle of the game. He was not good. Um, okay, let me guess the score here. I'm gonna guess 8-2.
Guardians,
Yes,
you're way off.
way
Way
off.
off. It's four
Wait,
to three. 4-3 Guardians. Let's go.
okay, that's
Yes.
not a win for me.
Go. Come on.
Fuck.
Yes. Needed
I
that.
remember that game, but I don't remember it being that close.
Needed that. You were right about Manoa though. He got out. He played 4 innings, pitched 4 innings. So middle of the game. Let's go. Needed that. This guy was on a hot streak. I need to, cool him off.
All right, let's hope you don't fucking do well. Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. This is 2020 season, Bills versus Raiders, week 4.
Oh, okay. I remember this game, but I don't know. I know the Bills won. I just know that they were 4-0. They went to 4-0 after this. Oh, shit, I can't remember much about this game though. I just know the Bills won. Oh my God.
Give me some player stats.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if Allen had a decent game. I don't know if he had a good game. Oh, shit, dude. I don't know. Um, this is tough, dude. This is tough. I can't remember much about the COVID year. COVID year is tough because like, fuck, I don't know. I just know the Bills won. Okay, I'm gonna predict the score. I'll predict the score. I think it's 24-17 Bills.
Way off.
Really?
Kind of, yeah. 30-23 Bills.
Okay, I just knew it was a touchdown. Let me look this up. I didn't get that. I didn't deserve to get that one. That was bad.
Mine wasn't good.
Uh,
Really
let me
good.
see. Bills. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Josh Allen had a good game. Yeah, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. Singletary had a touchdown. Diggs had a good game. Derek Carr had a very good game. 311 yards, 2 touchdowns. Who had touchdowns for the Bills? Beasley, Davis. Oh, I do remember the Beasley touchdown. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember much about that game. I don't think I'd even watched that game.
Let's go. Yeah, I chose
you chose a good one. You at the beginning before we started recording, you said Jets, so I was preparing for a Jets game. This guy switched up with the Raiders in COVID year.
That's the thing. I didn't want you to. I was like, "Fuck!" I shouldn't have told him that because I don't want you to start thinking and thinking.
Right.
Like you're like, oh,
You fooled me.
Yeah.
You got me on that one. All right.
All right.
All right. Fuck. All right. We're still tied. Still tied.
Still tied. Okay. 6-6 still. All right. Next game or next discussion. Top five. Top five. This week's top five is a good one. Controversial. I think a lot of the answers on this will be similar. Top 5 athletes right now. I will go
in the top 4 major sports.
top
So
4.
NBA, MLB, NFL, NHL.
Yeah.
All right. No soccer, no Olympics, just top 4 North American sports. Yeah. You can go first. You go first.
Right. You might not like this.
Okay.
Mention. You'll think this honorable mention deserves to be number 1 because you're a fucking dick rider and want this guy's cock. But not that there's anything.
Josh Allen.
Yeah. I'll honorable mention Josh Allen, the GOAT, bro. He's great. He is
If he's the GOAT, then why isn't he number 1?
Because he's not really the GOAT. He's not the greatest.
Then why did you say that?
Well, he's veering on the GOAT. He's great QB, one of the best in the game. Just can't make it to the finals. No Super Bowl champs, but a lot of he's won the division. What 6 times in a row?
4 straight years.
4 straight years. Yeah, there you go. Number 5. LeBron James. The only reason I put him at number 5 is because he is old as fuck, and
he still has it though.
Just
won the Olympic MVP for best player at 39 years old.
Is he not in his prime? I mean, he's still.
Well, he's out of it, obviously, but he's still a top 10 player in the NBA at 39 years old.
Yeah.
So,
but good for him. But how many? What 4 championships?
I think just you putting him at number 5 as the top 5 athletes right now just shows how fucking amazing he is.
Yeah, I know.
How good of an athlete he is.
And that's what I have to say about that man. Is
fair enough.
Very, very good. 4 championships, some comebacks in the playoffs. He straight up carried teams, and that's the thing with basketball. It's like it's a lot easier to give them like a greatest of all time because they can solely carry a team.
Yeah. Obviously in baseball, like if fucking Otani and Trout run the same team, they didn't even make the fucking playoffs.
Yeah. Whereas, you just have LeBron James and you can, you can win championships just with LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Like think about when he was with the Cavaliers. I know how ridiculous that team was, how like, everybody else on that team was not good. So
No, they had good players. They
it
had
did, but
Kyrie.
it was
They had good
LeBron
players,
James.
but compared to Golden State, who was record wise 73-9, the best regular season team of all time in terms of records.
Yeah.
There's no debate that he's I think we're let me get into this. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll get into that discussion later, but yeah.
Anyway,
Keep going.
next one, number 4, Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is the best hockey player there is out there right now. He is
Mm-hmm.
incredible. He again, he won the Vezina, right? The Hart Trophy.
Vesna. Dude, he's not a goalie. He's not a goalie.
Just shows my knowledge of hockey.
Damn. Clip that. Clip it.
Flip a chat.
Clip it.
No, the Hart Trophy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But
He
he's
didn't win it this year, though. He didn't win it this year.
but
McKinnon won it this year.
Playoffs.
But he's won many.
What's the playoff trophy?
Conn Smythe.
He won the Conn Smythe Trophy. And because of how impactful he was in carrying it from a 3-0 deficit, bringing a team back to 3-3 in the Stanley Cup Finals, it would have been incredible. It would
almost had the most points in a playoffs of all time. He was like 4 or 5 off from Gretzky.
And each year he just keeps proving people he is the best, one of the best NHL players of all time. His skill set, he's one of the fastest players in the league. He is
Mm-hmm.
he
is the fastest in the game, in a game.
And because of that, that's why he's so good. He just outplays. He's the reason why, Wayne Gretzky and all these old hockey players are like, if I was in the game today, oh, I would not be good at all, because of just these players
Right.
are in a faster, more competitive, more skillful game. And it's because of players like McDavid that is the reason. Number 3, Steph Curry. What can I say? Again, 4 championships, best 3-pointer of our time. And
he literally changed the game, though, dude. That guy changed basketball.
Yeah. Steph Curry, also so much fun to watch. Like, I just remember when the Raptors faced the Golden State Warriors in the finals in 2019.
He was carrying the Warriors.
Yeah, because KD got injured, Clay got
injured. He was out, in and out. He was in and out.
KD was in and out too, and they didn't have all their players. They didn't have Iguodala. Actually, Iguodala was in there, but I just remember he carried that team to the finals and won them 2 games and made it very, very close. He is
one game. I think he had like over 40 points when they in game 3. I think it was game 3 or game 4. It was one of those games. He had like over 40 points.
Steph Curry unanimous Hall of Famer.
Of course, and he's probably the best point guard ever.
Yeah,
I think now. I don't know if you watched the gold medal game the other day. He basically won US the game. Like, he had 4 straight 3-pointers at like in the last 3 minutes of the game. Basically won them the game. So I think he's the best point guard to ever play the game. I think.
I agree.
100%.
I don't watch enough basketball to have too much of an opinion on it, but I know I've watched enough to know that Steph Curry is one of the greatest point guard of our generation, maybe of all time. Patrick Mahomes at number 2. Patty Mahomes.
You just pissed me off. Saying that.
At number 2, yeah. DJ Khaled was there. Chainsmokers were there. He has one of the funniest voices of all time. And how many championships? He's got 3 championships now, going for the 3-peat. Honestly, he might get it. And his plays are absolutely fucking ridiculous. The plays that he makes, just, again, another game changer. He's one of the most electric, fun QBs to watch. He's a dog out there. it's the reason why people fucking, bandwagon the Kansas City Chiefs is because of Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
like,
just pissed me off putting Mahomes over Allen. That made me very mad.
well, dude, you can't be
I'm
delusional.
saying athletes. As an athlete, Allen is a much better athlete than Mahomes. You got to be serious, right? That motherfucker Mahomes has a beer belly. Like, come on, dude.
Okay, I don't care. Like fucking Babe Ruth was a fat ass, but he still call him one of the greatest athletes of all time. You wanna call fucking Bartolo Colon not an athlete? Like, what are you talking about? I mean, but anyway, I think the Kansas City Chiefs are, are good because of Mahomes. And I mean, obviously they had Tyreek Hill and Kelsey are very important assets to their team when they were very good. But yeah, man, you know what I'm talking
All
about.
right, fine.
3 championships, one finals,
I'll
yeah.
allow Mahomes because he won me $200 for the Super Bowl, so I'll allow him for now.
And finally, number one, maybe this is biased, but Shohei Ohtani. This guy is fucking
Hmm.
insane, bro. If you can pitch, nobody can do what he does. Be one of the greatest pitchers in all of baseball, and then be one of the greatest hitters in all of baseball. Hit it, and then having like a season where like you're almost underrated, like as a DH because you can't pitch, and so you're just DHing, but you're hitting over 30 bombs and like a 320 average and like just 20 stolen bases already. I mean, come on, man. Like that's ridiculous. That is
Yeah.
a ridiculous thing that he is.
People love to say Judge is better than Otani. Judge can't fucking throw 100 miles an hour. So
No. Can Judge throw a sweeper that has a fucking break of 10 inches off the plate, bro? Like, no. People, it's just he's a freak of nature. He is a freak of fucking nature, and he's going to when he returns, he's gonna be incredible. Right now he is slashing. Oh, he's kind of been struggling a little bit lately. However, he's hitting 298, 335 home runs, 1,000 OPS. He's good, bro.
and he's injured. He's injured,
Shohei's
and
injured?
he's doing this.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's doing this injured.
yeah,
Imagine like
right.
what look what he was doing when he was healthy and pitching at the same time.
Yeah. No, I
People don't take that into account.
dude, I agree. I agree with you completely. Yeah, man. It's it's
Solid list.
he is very good. Yeah, but that is my list. Your go.
It's a solid list. Solid list.
Thank you.
Okay. Honorable mention. I have Nathan McKinnon. I think he is
Yeah.
the second best player in the NHL, behind McDavid, who I'll get into later, obviously on my list. Um, the guy just won the Hart this year. Basically carried the Avalanche to the playoffs this year. I actually no, I won't say that. I won't say that because Rantanen and all of the role players on that team are also very good, very good. But McKinnon is just like you said with McDavid. He's a freak of nature. Basically, just as good as McDavid, but you know, I feel like McDavid just has a little bit more of an X factor.
Yeah.
But McKinnon's fucking incredible, so I have to put him at honorable mention. I just want to include a person who's not. I'm not going to put him on the list, but I just want to include Novak Djokovic because I'm a big tennis guy, and
I was gonna say that too, bro.
he just won the gold medal, basically completed all of tennis. That guy, he's the greatest of all time. I know people. I personally, I'm a bigger fan of Federer, but I think Djokovic has completed everything in tennis. Like, what more does he have to do to prove that he's the greatest of all time? Federer hasn't won a gold medal. Djokovic has, and he won it against Alcaraz in his prime. Like, come on. So I just have to mention his name because he's just incredible right now. Um, at number 5, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo, who plays for Milwaukee. Great
Oh,
basketball player. Guy's basically 7 feet tall, absolutely jacked. He can fucking dunk. He can shoot. He can pass the ball. He's won a chip with Milwaukee. That guy's unreal.
Yeah.
That guy's basically the only player on his team. I wouldn't say he's the only player on his team, but he has a couple, role players that help him out. But he's like that. That guy's literally a freak of nature. That guy is insane. That guy can do anything on the basketball court. That guy's awesome.
Mhm.
And also he's funny as hell too. That guy has some funny stuff on his Instagram. So
A little cheap.
uh,
I've seen some of
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's good stuff.
Winter chicken dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the one where he's like, I'm a freak on the court and in the sheets, if you know what I'm saying. It's good stuff. Number 4, I have LeBron. I was gonna say this earlier when you mentioned him, but I have a hot take. I think he's the best basketball player of all time over Jordan. I don't think there's even a debate. Everyone can say, LeBron doesn't have 6 championships or 6 MVPs or whatever, but he is a much better athlete than Jordan ever was. Even now, he's a better athlete than Jordan was in his prime. I think that's even a bigger hot take. But
Wow.
LeBron is he's unlike anything I've ever seen in sports. Watching him destroy Toronto in the playoffs every single year was demoralizing. But the fact that he has carried multiple teams to finals, he's been to, I think he's been to the finals 8 straight years in his career. There's a point where he went to 8 straight NBA finals, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
I think that has to be mentioned in the GOAT conversation with him and Jordan, because LeBron had no one and he still made the finals. So I have to put him at number 4 right now. Number 3, I have Josh Allen, the best NFL athlete right now, the best NFL quarterback right now. You can say what you want about Mahomes, but if you put Allen in Mahomes' shoes, he's winning 5. He already has 5 championships right now. That's all I'm going to say. If you put Allen with Andy Reid and Travis Kelce, but we'll keep moving on. Josh Allen's he's the best to ever do it.
He is to that team. Like,
What's that?
I think Travis Kelce is as important as,
Yeah,
yeah, like
very important.
that important,
Kelce is basically a wide receiver at tight end. He doesn't have the best route running skills, but he frees up so much for like all the other receivers and running backs, because there's a lot, because you can't double team a tight end. Like, that's not possible in the NFL, because you have to worry about the other receivers, right? Because they know that Kelce's always going to be in single coverage, or like, they're going to play zone on him. So that's why Mahomes is so deadly. But if you put Allen in that situation, a guy who can bulldoze people and run like 50, 60 yards a game and launch the ball just as far as Mahomes can, if not longer, I think he's better than Mahomes if they switch spots. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm going to put Allen at number 3. Number 2, I have Ohtani. The guy can do both. He can be on both sides of. He can be on offense and defense. What more can I say? And he does it both at a professional level, and he does both things very, very well. Like, Ohtani is a top 30 pitcher in the league when he's at the top of his, maybe even higher than that.
Dude,
top 10, top 10, I'd say.
His numbers are absolutely insane.
I haven't looked at his pitching numbers in a while, but I would just.
So, like, last year he got injured like last year, but his best season was in 2022. He pitched 2.5 ERA. He had over 200 strikeouts in 28 starts.
Yeah. I'm just saying top 30 right now because he's coming back from an injury. So that's all I'm going to say. But when he was healthy, he was top 10, top 15, no doubt. But the fact that he can be a top 1 hitter, top 2 hitter in the league, and be a top 10, top 15 pitcher in the league at the same time is fucking unbelievable. That's like having McDavid. This obviously doesn't correlate, but like that's like having McDavid playing offense and goalie at the same time. And like, he plays offense one game and then plays goalie the next.
Yeah.
Right? and he fucking does incredible at both. Like it's unheard of.
The
Like
way
it's
baseball
insane.
is, obviously, where you can like you go to offense and then you go to defense back and forth as like a team, which in hockey it's not really like that. But I know because it is ridiculous still. It is still one of the most ridiculous things in the world that
Yes.
that you can be an incredible because like there wouldn't be a reason for like that's the thing. It's like if you were mediocre at both, they just make you do either one or the other. They wouldn't, but he is so good at both that he has to like they need him because he's so valuable as a pitcher and a batter. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the reason why he's getting $750 million is because he can do both things at such a high level, right?
Oh yeah.
So I don't understand why people say he's getting overpaid. He's doing something Aaron Judge can do and something Jacob DeGrom can do at the same time and do it in the same game. That's why he's getting so much fucking money because he can do that.
You gotta check out. There was one game where there was one doubleheader against the White Sox last year where he pitched a complete game shutout, and then the next game he hit 2 home runs and went.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's why he's getting paid $750 million. That's why. And number one, I have Connor McDavid. I think just the sport of hockey in general is hard to think that you can not only skate but play a game while you're skating, and he is moving almost as fast as basically faster than Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
At his prime on fucking skates, and can also score 150 points in a season. I think that's like like I said, like I was just deriding Ohtani for a good 5 minutes there, but McDavid is literally the next coming of Wayne Gretzky. And Wayne Gretzky's the best athlete to ever live, in my opinion. But I think McDavid, if he continues this run and gets a couple championships under his belt, that's the main thing. He has to get championships like Ohtani needs to, and Allen.
Yeah.
If they can get championships, then that just solidifies their legacy.
Yeah.
So if McDavid can get a championship or two under his belt, then I'm going really bold here, but he's up there, dude. He's up there like top 10, top 15 athlete of all time. If he can just keep fucking winning championships, if he can win championships. Same with Ohtani, like they're both up there. And I don't see how anyone is better than him right now at their sport.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with you there, man. I know
if you put oh my god, if you put McDavid with that Florida team, I'm not saying that the Oilers are a bad team because they obviously made it to the finals, but the amount of depth Florida had compared to Edmonton, like if you put McDavid with Barkov and Reinhart on the same line, they are unstoppable.
Yeah.
They are unstoppable. I'm not saying Draisaitl and Hyman are bad players. They're obviously not. They're fucking all-stars. And Draisaitl is most likely going to go into the Hall. But if you put McDavid in that, like I'm saying with comparing with Allen and Mahomes, if you put McDavid in another situation like that, he's the best player. He would become the best hockey player of all time. Mm-hmm. Like there's no doubt about it. But yeah, that's my list. I think McDavid's the best athlete right now. Like obviously, like I mentioned at the beginning, we could obviously go Olympics and other sports. Like you could say Ronaldo, Messi for soccer, or Olympics. You could say Simone Biles, who just fucking crushed it at the Olympics this year again. Or if Michael Phelps doesn't do it anymore, but maybe next week we can do top 5 athletes of all time. Then we can get real debatey on that one.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. But yeah, we just started off with current athletes right now. But yeah, we'll see what we can get into next week with that top 5.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. It means a lot. Make sure to check us out: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Spotify. We are all there on all those platforms, wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say we may have a special guest coming in a couple weeks. So
Mitch Marner from the golf.
yeah, we'll be filming at Osprey Valley from the golf course after his round. No. We may have a special guest coming in a couple weeks. Stay tuned.
Well,
Football related. Preparing for the NFL season. It's gonna be a lot of fun. May have some fantasy talk. Definitely have some Bills talk. That's for sure. Predict some Bills stuff, NFL stuff. It's gonna be fun.
all right.
Very excited for this season.
Thank you guys so much for listening again. See you soon, and cheers.